Hello everyone. So today we're going to discuss the problem D from the latest educational Codeforces round 93, problem name colored rectangles. So you are given three multi-sets of pair of colored sticks. You have R pair of red sticks. Each the first pair has a length of R1, the second pair has a length of R2 and so on. Same for green and blue sticks. So which means that you have R red sticks, G green sticks, blue like blue sticks, and then you have these number of pair of sticks, and each pair of sticks has length like this R1, R2, and the next G for G, G1, G2, and so on. Now what you have to do here is you have to construct rectangles. So for constructing rectangles, what you have to do, you have to take a pair of sticks of one color and then a pair of sticks of another color, and then add the area of the resulting rectangle. So let's assume that you have R, like this is number of sticks of R, G and B. So let's assume that you have a pair of 3, 5, 7, 2 and like 3. So you have a pair of sticks of length 3. So let's assume that there are 2 sticks of 3 of color red. Then there are two, like a pair of sticks of length 2, and same for green and then for blue, which means that there are like 2 sticks actually which is of forming a pair of length 7 which is of color blue, and same for again of color blue of length 3. Okay, so now what you have to do, you have to take a pair of sticks of one color and a pair of sticks of another. So let's assume that I take a pair of this 3 and 7. So this is red and this is green, so I will form a rectangle of this because opposite sides are same, so it is like 7, 7, 3, 3. And then what I have to do here is I have to construct number of triangles using these sticks such that the maximum area you can achieve. So you will form different triangles. You can take this and this, this and this. So different triangles will form, and you have to maximize the total area formed after all these triangles. Okay, so that's the question. Now you can understand that first thing is the constraints are very small. So basically for all these types of question, it is a greedy type of question. You can see that this is a greedy. Because if you take two maximum sides, so let's assume I take 7 of one color blue and 5 of green, so it will automatically form a larger number, and then I will choose the next 2 larger number. So this is, so as you can see, I can form a stack, sorted stacks, okay, of 7, 3. So now I can choose like this is the maximum among different colors, so I will form a pair of this. Then the resulting is 3 and 3. These are the maximum. I will choose this, and this is like leftover, so the total will be 7 into 5 plus 3 into 3. But this is a greedy approach, and you can also see that if it is greedy approach, we are just doing it in, we are just sorting it out and then we are just moving it from top to bottom. But that can be done in like for a last test case, but the test case here is very small, is up to 20, and there are no test cases also. So which means that this is not a greedy problem, it's a DP problem. Okay, now you can also understand here is because I have sorted these arrays. So let's assume that you have 3 arrays which is sorted from top to bottom, like this is RGB. Let's assume that these are numbers, like this is 2, 4, 6, 8. Actually we have to sort it out, so I'm sorting it from top. So it is like 4, 2, 8, 6 and then 10, 3. Okay, so now a main thing is what you can see that you can choose pairs. So this is the pair of length of color blue of length 10. Okay, so now what can the scenario be? The scenario can be I can choose the maximum 2 lengths. Okay, that's fine, but like 2 lengths can be same, so it is 8 and 8, and then it can be 6 and 6 again, and then there can be a stick of length 2 and 4. Okay, so if I keep taking out this element, so I will take that this is the maximum, make this pair and this pair, and then this pair and this pair, but this will lead to this number which is smaller. Okay, so which means that we have to, because both of these conditions are same, why we don't take out this element? Because this will eventually turn out to be a larger number. So as you can see, some pairs can be left out now, some pairs can left out also. So we also want that a left out pair should be the smallest one. If both of these scenarios are there, and if we like pair them up, it can be a case that 4 can like left out or 2 can left out. Both conditions can happen now. So we want that the smaller one should left out, the larger one should form a pair. But if we take out this maximum one, like this can also take out. So this means that this is not a greedy problem, it's a DP problem. So now solve it using DP. Now if you form it a DP table, DP tables are just simple if you just can find out the recursive solution for it. Okay, so what you can do here is, let's form like 3 rows for R GB. I am now forming it like this and sort it. So this is can be like 8, like 10, then 3 and like 2. I have sorted it out. It is not sorted in this question, but you have to sort it first, and then it can be 8, 6, 8, 6 and 4 and 2. So what you can do, you can take 3 pointers each at the starting of every array, and then what you can do, you can have 3 possibility. The possibility can be, you can form a pair of R and G and G and B, or R and B. So you have to find out the possible maximum cases. So if you take out this R and like G, then what you can do, you have taken out these sticks and the pointer will increment to this and this. Now you have these options left, which is 3, 6 and 8. The array will be like this. So you just have to increment the pointer, and then you can take out whether I can take out this RGB, and you have to find out maximum cases in all the possible scenarios. So like if you don't take this RG, then you have the case of R and B, and then what you can do, you can recursively take that I have taken out this from the these multi-sets, and then our next DP state can be, I have this remained in R, this remained in G and this remained in B. You can mark it out using a pointer, and then you can define the states, DP states, and then you can again call out this function, and the base state can be, so let's assume that you have R, G, B, and then you're moving from left to right, and if at least 2 elements are remaining, then you can always form a pair. If at least R or G or B, any of them remains, okay, at least 2 of them, then you can always form a pair. But if only one is remaining, then you cannot form a pair. If only one color is remaining, you cannot form a pair. Like these having 2 pairs, 2 numbers, R is like 2, but G and B get exhausted, then also you cannot form. At least 2 colors should be there, and that is the base condition. When you hit that condition, you will return 0, because you cannot take out, then the answer for that is 0. So I can take it down to the code to make it more clear. That's the whole logic part. The recursive solution is, I've written down this code. Okay, so the code is this solve function. First take the input of R, G and B. So the input of this is, you have taken the input of R, G, B, and then these are the sticks number. So this is the stick length of R type, then B type and G type. So if there are 2 sticks of R type, the first length is 9 and 5 and so on. So that's the code. I have taken down the input of RGB and then resize these arrays. This is array of R, array of G, array of B, and then memset of DP to -1, because I'm using a DP table using memorization. I'll tell you how. And then take the input of RGB in this array, sort it out. This R begins means that I'm sorting it from decreasing order. Now I have used this count function to initialize my DP, in which this is actually 0 0 0 means the pointer is at the position 0, because I have told you I have 3 pointers. Every pointer is at the position 0 0 0 of this array. Okay, so then when this function is called OK function, this function is just taking the input of xyz. Xyz is a 3 pointer position. Okay, so the base condition is, which I have told you, if x stores the position of the pointer which is moving along the red, y stores the pointer position which is moving along green, and z store the pointer position which is moving around blue. Okay, so now if, like as you can see, if x is greater than r and y is greater than g, which means that both of them, if any of the two of the pointers exceed the limit of the vector, then it means that only one of them is remaining. That's why I've written down these three conditions, which means that if any of the two pointers exceed the array length, then only one pointer is remaining, which is useless for us. So if any of those conditions hit, if any of the two pointers go out of bound, then we return 0 only. That's the base condition. Else, this is using memorization. So you just write the first, just to add memorization, that's a simple trick. You just write the simple code for recursive solution, and to add memorization, you just add a DP table, and you just write two statements, one statement this and one statement this, and that's it. You can add memorization to it. So to add memorization, you initialize the whole DP table with -1. That's what I've done here. And then what we have to do here is, if I have seen this state earlier, which means that DP table at xyz is not -1, then we return this value because we have stored this in this table. Okay, so this DP table xyz stores the maximum value till the pointer position of xyz. Okay, so that will store in this DP table. If this table is not equal to -1, then we have to calculate out. So maximum is the maximum value it can reach. So maximum value at xyz position. So how we can find out? So we have to see that at least in R or G or B, the array position, the pointer, there should be some place to move on again. So what I have to mean by that here is, so let's assume that I have R, G and B, three vectors, and it has 2, 2, then this is again 2, 3. Okay, now G is empty. My pointer is at here and here. G is empty. So let's assume that it has gone out of bound. Now you have to check now at least that R has some element and B has some element, then only I can take out these elements. Because if G is empty, how we can take out the element from this? So that's you have to check now first. That's what we are checking. If x is less than R, because x is the pointer on the R vector, or like R for red bars, then and y is for G like green bars. So if both of them are in limit, because if the length of them, x means the pointer, if it is less than the array value, then what we have to do is maximum or maxi stores the maximum of itself, and if we take out these two position bars, then we multiply them by their area, and now we recursively call the next position. But because we have taken x and y, we will increment the count of x and y, and z will remain the same. We will do the same for if we take x and y, then x and z, then y and z. So these are the three states, but we have to check that whether we can take this state or not. That's why I've written down these three states, and because we have to return down the final answer, I will also take the answer as long, and this will actually find out the maximum among all the states, because whenever we done some calculation, maximum store the maximum among all the states which we have seen. Okay, so maximum will store, or answer will store the maximum among all this, or else you can also output dp dp x minus y, like x minus 1, y minus 1, z minus 1. You can also return that, but you can use this also. And then in the end, before returning, because we have calculated for the dp state of xyz, we will make this dp state initialize with this maximum value, and then we will return the maximum value. It's okay. So just to do memorization, you just have to use this statement and this statement. Else, first try to write a recursive solution. Okay, try to think how this recursive solution will work, how we are moving through the different states, and how we have to calculate, and we can use the previous solution. So I hope understand the whole logic, the question and the code itself. If you still have any doubts, please mention down. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye. Take care.